Disclaimer. This video is not made to make fun of anybody or make y'all feel ostracized in any sort of way. It is a joke. Lies. For the most part. However, if you are easily offended or you get into your feelings, please do everyone a favor, get a donut and go sit down in the corner. Grown folks are talking. So you think you're fat. Okay. But are you sure? Do you breathe heavy every time you get up? Do you sweat when you think about running? Are you hungry after you just ate? You might just be a fat person. First off, what is fat? Fat is adipose tissue. Tissue that can be stored for energy later. And that energy comes from food that you eat. Now, what makes a fat person? Let me tell you. Now, you have this adipose tissue, basically the energy that you store. And the more food you eat, the more adipose tissue you have. Now, basically your metabolism, it will either burn or it will not burn and it will just sit there. Now, if you eat more energy than you burn, that adipose tissue will start piling up. Next thing you know, your thighs are slapping each other and they got a rash between your legs. Now let's say you're one of these fat people. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a little chunky around the legs, arms, back, neck, chin. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't have a problem with that. If you do, then it's a problem. There are actually 5 categories of fat. Yeah, someone could be just fat. You can have fat. Everybody has fat. But there are 5 categories that people fall into. First category, we have out of shape. Out of shape, that usually applies to usually older people or like people that used to be in shape or used to be thinner when they were younger or before they had a baby or something like that. And then they just slowly kind of, you know, get a little fat here and there, got a little flab in the arms, you know, got a little chunky in the arms. They let themselves go, you know, but, you know, they still look, you know, you can still tell that they were in shape. You know, I had, when I was in track, one of my coaches, he was out of shape. But he sure did outrun everybody else when we was practicing. So he's just out of shape, but he doesn't mean like, you know, that's a bad thing. I bet it take nothing for them to get back in shape if they so choose. The next category, or the second category, is chubby. Now, when you chubby, that usually means you know, you don't really have a shape per se, but you're not like, you don't have like a shape, like, you know, you can't really tell where they stomach ends and they legs begin. So you know what I'm saying? But they're not like big, but they like, you can tell they like, you can like, you can see their stomach through their shirt and whatnot. They got little rolls here and there, you know, but they ain't like all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a little chubby. I bet they could probably still run. You know, ain't no problem with that. But it mostly will all be stored up in the top area if they're chubby, and their legs, you know what I'm talking about. They have that ice cream cone shape. You know what I'm saying? You know, they built like this. Not exactly like, you know, with all the misshapen lumps, but like, you know, they got all the fat up here, but then it just comes to like regular size legs. You know, stuff like that. The next category, we got plump-a-lump or voluptuous. Now, this really only applies to women, but, you know, when you are plump-a-lump or voluptuous, that means the fat complements your shape. That means you have a shape, and everybody can tell you got a shape, and the fat actually enhances it. Not too much fat, but you got like enough fat, you got like a good enough fat to where it's like, oh, dang. Like you got some heavy set breasts. So, oh, dang, girl got some thighs. She got her butt. Oh, she's big. You know, it's like that. That's what plump-a-lump is. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's cute. So on a lot of people, it's really cute. You know, some people work good with fat. There's nothing wrong with that at all. The fourth category is big. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, oh, well, I'm just big. Okay, you might be. Big usually applies to taller people, but they ain't all tall. Every fat person that's tall isn't always big. You can usually tell. You know, they're probably a little wider than usual, and most of their weight is up here, like just like with chubby, but their shoulders, they usually got broad shoulders, like they got that football player build. You know what I'm saying? This applies to men and women. They got that football player build, like they just big, but they fat. You know what I'm saying? They're big, but then they fat. If that makes sense. Like you can be tall, but then if your shoulders like this, like this, you're not big. That's the next category, usually. It just depends. It just depends. Now, the last category, the piece de resistance. Now, a lot of people don't want to admit they're in this category, but they're in this category. And that is sloppy. Now, when you are sloppy, that means that you have no real shape. That means that you are literally built like a stack of pancakes. Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with being built like a stack of pancakes, you know? But, I mean, you built like a stack of pancakes, but ain't nothing wrong with that at all. You know? And ain't nothing wrong with that. These are people, now, you can tell when somebody's sloppy. They usually, you know, big, and they usually they either got like scoliosis or something like that, or a really discerning trait is when they legs like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do it on camera. Let me draw it for y'all. When they legs, they go like this. You know what I can't draw, but it's when they look like this, like the knees are bending in. Now, mind you, this is not to make fun of anybody. This is just truth. Like, people are literally built like this. They built sloppy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, they usually, their stomachs usually lead them. They usually got like a homemade fanny pack. You know what I'm saying? Like a front butt. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you don't think anything wrong with that, you know, if it don't bother you at all, it don't bother me. You know, that's your business. If you want to be sloppy, if you want to be chubby, if you want to be big, if you want to be out of shape, that's you. You know, that's you. That's your choice. Now, all these categories have something in common. They all eventually lead to sloppy if you know, get out of control. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being sloppy. There's nothing wrong with being built like a stack of pancakes. But, like I said before, if you have a problem with it, don't be mad because I'm pointing out the truth, you know? Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know? Now I'm all for loving yourself no matter what you look like, no matter what you built like, or whatever. But, if you have a problem with it, if you have a problem with your weight, I can tell you how to fix it. I'm not a doctor or nothing like that, but, you know, I hope that these can actually help you, you know, like that. I'm not a freaking life coach. I ain't gonna tell you what to do with your life. That's your business. If you had a problem with that, ain't nothing to stop it. We are in 2020. Why can't you look it up on the internet? See, I had to do this. I had to look it up on the internet just to tell y'all. Wasting my goddamn time for y'all. But, you know, whatever. You mainly want to stay away from bread and, what else? Soda. I don't know why people still drink soda. That stuff is nasty. Like, dude, that is literally sugar in a can. There is nothing good about soda. Bread is hard for me. I love bread. I can eat a whole goddamn baguettes of bread if I so choose. If you are hungry, I would recommend just eating like pistachios. You know, these are really good. They're actually filling and they give you protein. Now, I wouldn't get the salt. Like, you don't have to get the roasted salted kind if you want to be a little healthy without this. Without the salt. They do have like saltless, but it's like that one's just like sadness. You know. Or you can eat eggs. You can preferably boil some eggs and just eat it like that. I wouldn't have the salt and pepper. I recommend eating a lot of fruit, you know. It's how natural sugars. So if it's like, let's say you eat some fruit, which have natural sugars or glucose, and then you turn around and eat some cake, that's a lot of sugar. And you know what's sugar? Fat. So you're gonna have extra sugar. Next thing you know, bam, diabetes. You're looking crazy. When your leg fall off. And your main thing you want to have is a lot of vegetables. You want to have a lot of vegetables. with your meals. You can, especially if you have like a Ninja or something like that, like a blender, I recommend having a lot of vegetables. So you can, especially spinach. I like spinach. It's a natural source of fiber. I'm going to the bathroom all the time. A meal that I recommend, I would mostly like, so you can you go to the store, whatnot, you get a lot of eggs, get a lot of nuts, preferably non-salted nuts, vegetables, fruit, bam. You know how cheap groceries gonna be? That's really cheap. Meat, you can meat. I would mostly sit with turkey is my favorite. You want turkey, you want fish, shrimp, seafood really is really good. I would not get red meat, period. I mean, I'll eat a steak here and there, but that's really it. Don't eat pork. Pork is terrible for you. I don't care what anybody say, pork is not good for you. That is literally salt. And then, I know a lot of y'all like to season your goddamn pork on top of a salty pig. Like, why would you do that? So no, just cut out pork out your life altogether. So, and make sure you get a lot of water. Like, I don't care. Like, oh, water's so people say, oh, I can't drink it. It's just so plain. Like, dude, it's water. Like, are you serious? So that's, you mainly want to have, for protein, you want to have eggs. You want to have seafood, chicken, or turkey, preferably turkey. A lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit. And for snacks, you can have nuts. That's really it. Oh, and also stay away from alcohol. Like, alcohol, if you're trying to lose weight, alcohol is not good for you. Hold on to all that fat. And it's just not good for you, period. You'd be like, oh, it's not bad to have a glass of wine today. No. You say it's not bad, but it's not good either. You can go without having alcohol that. But then again, people gotta understand moderation. Like, it's like you can always have, let's say like a hamburger every so often. I mean, rarely. Like, you can have a hamburger like once a month. Like, gosh, not even that much. Freaking once every 3 months. Once every 3 months. That's not bad. I would just forget about goddamn sweets. It's hard. Sugar is addictive. But once you get used to eating like, a lot of fruit, and you can eat apples, peanut butter is really good. You have peanut butter. Make sure it's not like Peter Pan or something like that. So get something good. That's good if you crave something sweet. But I would stay away from that. Away from, just pork, reduce your red meat, alcohol, junk food, period, chips, that's junk food, I guess. Fast food is not your friend. I don't care. There's healthy options out there, but I wouldn't recommend it. Just stay away from all together, just to save you the trouble. Also, another thing that you want to consider if you want to get in shape, or at least lose some weight, is exercise. Exercise, please. It is, easier said than done to eat healthy and exercise. But exercising every day can make a difference. Like, just do some jumping jacks, a few sets of jumping jacks, a few sets of jump roping without equipment. You can do some burpees, push-ups if you can, and just run. Like, I know some people, they literally cannot run. I'm like, it just bothers me because people be so in their feelings about how they look, but you're not making an effort to change. It's nothing wrong with loving yourself. Love yourself for yourself. But if you really love yourself, you want the best for yourself, which is nothing wrong with being healthy. Nothing at all. It's actually good to be healthy. However, it is something wrong with being unhealthy. So, if you say, oh, I love how I am, I love myself, that's fine. But if you actually love yourself, you want your body and yourself to be the best it can be. You want to be at your peak. You don't want to be just stagnant because that's the where you're comfortable at, and you just love it because you're comfortable. Nah, you want to always be better, and not even just your career and all that stuff. You wouldn't be better just lifestyle wise also. Like, people just get so comfortable and then they realize, oh, I'm good here, that you don't want to just keep climbing and make yourself better. Nah, if you really love yourself, you'll really try to make yourself better. You know what I'm saying? Don't just sit somewhere because you're comfortable. Challenge yourself. It ain't hard. I mean, it's easier said than done, but it's not impossible. Anyway, y'all, I didn't go as hard as I wanted to because I didn't want the video to be too long. But I hope it wasn't too offensive to some people. If it is, that's your business. I'm Queen of Ocelots, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.